Alright guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Hashtag Academy. It is the final four. Of course, this is our second series, second chance as we call it, and we have just 4 players left. First thing I need to do is reveal who that 4th player is, because at the end of last episode, you guys had to vote between 3 players, one of which you could save and bring back. Those 3 players were Sean Alexander, Lewis Burkane, and Joshua Asude. You could only save one, and the person you have saved is Joshua Asude. Okay, he's won the vote. Thank you for saving him. I'm sure he's very happy. Commiserations to Sean and to Lewis, of course, both fantastic young centre-back prospects. We may well see them again. They've been really, really good and great to meet them both in the process. But Joshua stays alive and he makes it into the final 4. In today's episode, we're going to be finding out more about our final 4 lads. We're going to be visiting them in their natural habitat at home, seeing what they're about, asking them some questions. Devs is going to be interviewing them, digging into their football experience and their football CV, if you like, finding out if they've got the right personality to play for Hashtag. They're also going to have to face a very tough Hashtag related type quiz from a tough talking Hashtag expert. I wouldn't want to do it. But before we get into that, let's go find out a little bit more about our final 4.
I'm Skubick, I'm 18 years old. I'm from a small village called Silver End, which is in between Whittam and Braintree.
We're here today at Mabley Green, which is a couple of AstroTurf pitches down the road from Hackney Marshes.
Today we're in Bested. Every Friday I run a team session with a local team called Roseacre Raiders.
We're at the home of Leighton Orient. This is where I come to do my studies and play football.
Yeah, I started at Ipswich when I was under 8s, which was only a couple of times a week, no matches really. And then I got signed at the end of that season to start with them fully at under 9s, so we'd train 2 to 3 times a week and have a match on a Sunday playing the teams like Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, all the big teams. And it started and that continued all the way until up to under 16s, where I was unfortunate not to be offered a scholarship, but had a great place to go to, which was AFC Sudbury.
I was playing for my secondary school team, and my head teacher got in contact with me and said that Fulham were actually looking for players. So I went down to Fulham for a trial. Fortunately didn't get in, but that started the journey.
I started playing football when I was around the age of 6 or 7. That's when I first originally got into my first proper playing team. As the years went on, I played for a lot of variety of different teams. Played at academy levels as well, then dropped in and out. I played for Maidstone Academy, which was good. I got my coaching badges there.
Well, when I was younger, I was always wanted to be a football player. I'll say when you're young, you don't understand football to a certain point. So I'll say I started understanding it when I got scouted for Bournemouth, which was at the age of 15.
Isaac, ever since he was walking, he had a football at his feet. That's all I've ever known him do properly and been committed with. He tries harder now more, and since being at Hashtag on the trials, he's really put a lot of effort in, and he really seems to want to do really well and go as well, hopefully to the final. That would be nice.
He's very hardworking. He's a problem solver as well. He's always a solutions orientated person. It's not just doesn't want to dwell on the problem, and he's always someone who can bring a good energy, and to a product or to a team.
I think Louis is a very good player. I think he should have been picked up a long time ago from a pro club. Just never happened. He first started playing at 6, local side. The goalkeeper one day never turned up, or he was on holiday, and the manager said, Louis, do you want to go in goal? He said, I'll go in goal, you know. And I lost him then from the outfield.
Great person on and off of the pitch, outstanding in training as well as his performances on match day. He's also been helping out doing some coaching with myself, which shows another side of him, which has been really good to watch.
Yeah, I really enjoy futsal. It's something I do away from football, which is sort of the same, but it's also very different. I've got into it at the start of this year with my little brother, who's a very good futsal player, only young, started playing, and I went along to some of the coaching sessions and watched it and really wanted to get involved. So I spoke to Jack, who's a very good football coach and player, signed for his team and played 3 games at the end of the season, which I absolutely loved. Managed to score 8 goals in then 3 games. And then he asked me if I wanted to be part of the coaching team, so I jumped at that, and it was a great opportunity for me. And now I'm been on some great opportunities. Like tomorrow I'm going to St George's Park for a couple of days to coach the under-7s, and then in December we're flying out to Barcelona for the World Futsal Cup.
Anything creative, I'm all over it. I think it's the same thing I apply for my football, to be honest. Like I kind of break things down and try to reverse engineer it, and I took that into what I do outside of football. So when I was in my last year of university, one of my best friends and I started a clothing brand. So that kind of kick-started the whole creative journey for me. I learned a lot about design and materials and colour patterns and fits and all kinds of, stuff you don't really think about goes into clothing, but when you really break it down to the nitty-gritty, you learn there's actually a huge technical amount that goes into it, and I just kind of got lost in that whole world.
A lot of my time's taken up with my business LL Coaching Academy. At the moment, a lot of my time revolves around working hard to get that as far as I possibly can. We're walking, we're taking baby steps, and it's gradually getting there.
Every Friday I help out with the youth club that we've set up across the road. So that's basically just bringing in young people in just to play FIFA, table tennis, football, just to get them doing something after school.
If possible, I would love to be a professional footballer. I've seen what Scotty's done for it, and hopefully you could follow in his footsteps.
Progressing through to the next stage and hopefully eventually winning would mean a lot, because I think at this point I really want to enjoy playing football again. Being around the hashtag lot and speaking to the boys, and it really does seem like a family, and I think that's something I've been missing for a while.
Winning the process would mean a lot to me, simply because I've not only entered the process to win it, but I'm entering this as a fan of the club. I've followed the club for a number of years, since the first started, and for me it's something that I want to be part of. It's not just a case of I'm winning the competition, I want to be part of this team.
To win the hashtag Academy series would mean the world to me. I've been watching it for a while. I see it not only as a football club but as a family. You guys are all close together, the banter within the family I would like to be part of that.
Right, so we found out a little bit more about our Final Four, which is very useful indeed, but now it's time for them to face our gaffer, Devs. Now we all know Devs by now. He's had a fantastic first season in charge, winning the title of course with hashtag, and he doesn't suffer any fools, Devs. He wants to find out what he's dealing with. He's ultimately going to decide who wins this process, so it's very important for him to do his due diligence. He's done a little bit of research, he's looked at their applications and their football CV and what they've said they've done in their career. Of course, anyone could theoretically have said anything on those CVs. It's now Devs' job to find out if they've been telling the truth, to find out what they can offer hashtag United moving forward. So let's see how he gets on.
Isaac, how are you doing? Okay, good. Zoo, Louis, Josh, tell me about your experience through the Academy series so far.
I've got to be honest, I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. I'm still coming back from injury at the moment, and I feel like I've got more and more that I've got to prove, but I'm doing enough to get through the stages, which is a positive in my eyes.
Yeah, I think I've really enjoyed it so far. All of the trials have been fun and enjoyable.
I feel like it's been a good experience having the fans back me through the voting system.
How did that feel when they saved you?
Like a stress relief, because I couldn't sleep, I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's been a very enjoyable experience. There have been some challenging elements to it, but I think overall it's been a positive experience.
What would be the challenging elements?
Just the fact that it's a new environment, new players, new people, having to kind of work out chemistry on the field rather than getting to know someone beforehand.
What's been your best moment of the series so far?
I want to say there's two moments. One, when I scored the header on the Sunday, the first day of the trials, well, my first day of the trials. And then when I got called up to the final 8, because as the names were being called, I think every defender had been chosen and there was one box left. And I'm thinking, I'm definitely going home now, there's no chance. And then Spence called my name, and it was it was a big relief.
I feel like it's probably more towards the start of the series. I really enjoyed the game where we played the last 30 people, getting voted man of the match by Timsy. That was quite a good moment, and obviously scoring in that game.
My best moment would be Scott Pollock picking me out as a player to be remembered by.
And the worst moment?
I think on the first day, when we played, I think it was 6-a-sides, there wasn't any defenders on my team other than myself, so I played a lot of minutes. And that's when I realised I need to work on my fitness.
Technical challenge. Yeah, I had a bad day.
Why do you think you had a bad day?
With hashtag is different, there's a lot of cameras around, so I'm probably nervous, under pressure. So that's all new to me, but hopefully over time I'll get better.
Probably the last 2 episodes.
What happened with the touch test?
I was pretty nervous. Maybe wasn't so much my first touch, it was more the fact I wasn't set. I just thought the balls would come in perfect every time, but I should have prepared myself to move my feet and get my leg up higher or get my chest down and maybe use other parts of my body other than just my foot.
I wanted you to reflect back on the game where you played against the #11. For me, that would have been the quietest that I saw you in terms of a performance. You were on the end of a fairly hefty challenge very early on. Did that put you off?
Gave me a wake-up call. Had to move the ball quicker, and I learned that.
What are your ambitions as a footballer?
To play at the highest level.
Define the highest level for me.
I think you don't stop until you play for your country.
Is that an ambition of yours, to play for your country?
I'd love to.
You think it's achievable?
Never say never, but who knows?
All I want to do is really play football, so hopefully I can go as high as possible.
My ambitions are to be the best I can, to develop as a player, wherever it is, non-league, national league, football league, wherever it is.
You think you're capable of the Football League?
And with the right guidance and hard work, yeah.
I've had a kind of a journeyman experience so far, so I think my immediate ambition is just to basically enjoy my football again.
Where do you see your kind of pinnacle, if you like?
I've never been shy about the fact that I want to play at, Premier League level.
And you still think that that's achievable for you?
I mean, it's optimistic, but I still play the game with that, in mind.
If you've had any at all, what's been your biggest setback in football?
Not believing in myself, not having the confidence to show what I can do on the pitch.
What changed?
My previous manager gave me the opportunity to play for the first team, and that gave me the experience that I needed to play.
I think my biggest setback so far has been my shoulder injury I sustained last season. It was a case of, for me, I didn't know whether I was going to return to football. When the hashtag application came around and it being second chance, being a fan, it was a case of I just wanted to apply and see if I'd still got what it takes.
I feel like mentally it's probably when I got let go from Ipswich at the age of 16, having to drop down out of that and think, what am I going to do, make more decisions, then therefore try harder in my GCSE exams. It was a setback not just in football but also mentally with everything that I had to put next forward instead of football.
I've had a few. My family situation was quite difficult. I moved around quite a lot and that impacted what I could do at an early age. And I think the knock-on ramifications of that meant I kind of wasn't able to go through an academy experience. So I think the biggest challenge I face right now is often the case of when I get put in situations where, I often need to show that I'm capable. It's a question of whether I believe within myself I can do it. It's very easy to put yourself down. So I think it's making sure that I maintain a positive outlook. That's the biggest and most important thing for me right now.
You're quite a young lad, 18?
Yeah.
How have you found it playing men's football?
It took me a few games to get used to the tempo and the physicality and the speed of the league, but then once I settled in, I've managed to cope really well, and I think that's the same the higher I've gone.
You've had a lot of clubs, haven't you?
Yeah.
So how do you think that's impacted on your career?
The experiences I've gained going abroad and being in the relegation fight that I was in and being at these different clubs and in different positions within those clubs, sometimes being the regular starter, sometimes not even getting a look in. Again, I've kind of experienced all kinds of different aspects of being in a team. I just learn from every environment I'm in and take that on to the next one to hopefully make me a better player so then I can bring that value to the next team I'm in.
Tell me something that we don't already know, that we haven't already found out about you, in the academy process, that also wasn't on your application.
I guess people tend to see me as quite a cocky character, being the fact that I'm very vocal. But I think it's just a confidence thing with me. Like, I coach every single day. I'm constantly providing information to kids, and I think it's just sort of transitioned into my game as well, where I just want to constantly be that extra man on the pitch that gives that information.
Yeah, from late primary school to early secondary school, I used to run cross country, and seriously considering competing at national levels. My brother actually ended up running for Ireland off the back of that. We used to do a lot of running together, and yeah, I'm taking credit for that one.
I think it's again linked to hashtag, but I do like watching like the esports side of everything. It may not be to do with football, but something about me I enjoy, like the FIFA, the Call of Duty, all the esports. Without I stay up till all hours in the morning watching it, playing it with my friends. So I think that's another side that I like to do with my spare time.
All hours of the morning?
Not too late.
I've been offered a scholarship to go to America, to university.
So that's on your application form? Okay, but we can address that now, because on your application form you say that you're applying for the hashtag academy in case the scholarship doesn't come through, you wanted a backup. What happens with a scholarship if you've got the choice of the two?
So yeah, if you guys put me through, even if I don't win, but you guys put me through to the team, that would be great. I wouldn't go to America, I'll stay here.
You're down to the final four, so there's 3 other guys at this stage of the process with you. What makes you stand out from them?
With the experience I've had at the levels I've played at, I feel like I can bring that in and show that I'm a mentally strong player as well as obviously good at football.
I think the performances I've had so far in the physical challenges and in technical challenges, obviously winning both. I think there's definitely more that's still there. It was quite frenetic in the 11 sides that we played, and I think in that, in the structured environment that would be, the team environment, it would benefit me even more.
My pace, I can get past players, good on 1v1s. I'll say my determination, hard work, never giving up, and my positioning.
I think so far I've shown that I'm not only just your bog standard goalkeeper, I'm capable of using my all-round game. I feel that I'm confident with the ball at my feet. I feel that I bring with me that leadership and the confidence in the sense of I can be that extra voice.
Obviously, if you were to win the competition, that would give you a contract with hashtag United, but it wouldn't guarantee first team football.
No, definitely not.
What would you do to ensure that you made the most of the opportunity?
I feel like I'd have to, like I said previously, put a lot of effort in to make my physical attributes higher, so then that gives me more of a chance of getting into the team, because like before I've said in other interviews here, I've played at the level before, so hopefully if I can make my all-round game solid, that'll give me a better chance of fitting into the team.
The one thing I've always mentioned is the fact that I know the club background. You've got a legend in Jacko in goal, and obviously there is only one spot as a goalkeeper. But one thing I've always said is whenever I've played, I will push whoever's the #1 goalkeeper all the way. And if they're not doing a good enough job, then I'm always willing to step in and show them what I'm capable of doing.
Train hard, taking everything you give me, and what the players, any advice that they give me, take it on board, and hopefully it works out.
The only thing I can really do as a player is just to make sure I perform day in, day out, training games. It's the same as anywhere else, I guess. The football team is a football team, and if you don't perform on the pitch, then you can't really have too many complaints about not playing.
If you weren't to win, or if I was to come to you with a deal that said, look, you're not going to win the series, but I guarantee you a place in hashtag squad that gives you the opportunity to prove yourself and potentially be a regular first team player, what would your response be?
I'll take it. I mean, I've been in situations before where I've been offered similar things, and I don't know, call it inexperience or arrogance, I've turned it down believing that I could get something better somewhere else. And it's just, I've learned through mistakes that it's just a case of making sure that where you're at, doing the best you can. And so I want to ensure that being part of this team, I deliver. I've given this a lot of my time to not, and to turn around and walk away from it now I think would be a bit cynical.
Dream come true. All I want to do is play football, play for a team, and they're giving me the opportunity too, so I don't see what's the problem.
Well, this whole process has been a case of me trying to achieve to win the competition, obviously, firstly, but secondly, it's a case of I want to play for the club. At the end of the day, I owe you guys, the hashtag United's sort of process, the respect that it's given me the opportunity to showcase what I'm capable of doing.
Yeah, I would like to take it, but depending on obviously if I had any other offers that were better or not from the process.
What would you consider a better offer than us?
Maybe a few leagues higher, but I think it's a great opportunity to play for Hashtag, and that's why I did the process to ultimately play for Hashtag. I think I have to look at all the offers I have and see where I'm mostly going to improve as a player, and that's because that's the most important thing.
So are you saying that if you were to win the competition, there's a potential that you would refuse that?
I'm not saying there's a potential because I'm not sure of the offers I've had yet.
There is a potential you would say no?
They could be, yeah.
Thank you.
Right guys, at this point I'd like to say a massive thank you to the sponsors of this series, Adidas Glitch. Okay, we've talked a lot about the Glitch app, and that's how you guys obviously voted on the previous episodes, but we haven't talked a lot about the boots. Now, the final 8 all got a pair of these lovely bad boys, and the winner will not only, of course, get the paid contract for Hashtag United, they'll also become an Adidas Glitch ambassador. So what's special about the Adidas Glitch boots? Well, apart from the fact they look unbelievable, it is the fact that they're very unique and they give you an enhanced fit. Okay, how do they do that? You've got the inner sole and you've got the interchangeable outer skin. What does that mean? Well, it means depending on the conditions you're playing in, obviously the surface or the weather conditions, you can make sure the boot suits the exact needs you have for the game you're playing. With the outer skin, you can get firm, soft or turf options. And for the inner shoes, you can have a low or a mid-cut option. You can only get Glitch boots on the app, so you've got to download the app to get them. And when you get them, you get a starter pack of 1 inner shoe and 2 outer skins. And what's more, being part of the Glitch fam means that you get extra content on the app. It means that you get to enter giveaways, and every now and then you get the chance to even customize your own boots. And best of all, just for you guys, thanks to Glitch, we've got a special code. That code is Hashtag, and it gets you 20% off Glitch purchases. All the details in the description, and that's going to last until the end of July, so get going. Well, if you thought facing the tough questions of devs was hard, they've now got to go up against the Hashtag Quizmaster himself. It's Tom Williams' son, Striker. He absolutely loves Hashtag, he knows everything about it, and he's going to find out how much our final 4 know about Hashtag. Of course, it's not a prerequisite for them to be Hashtag experts. It's most important that they're good footballers and they're right for the club. But it doesn't hurt. Let's see what happens.
Hi, I'm Striker. My dad plays for Hashtag. He's Tom Williams, and I'm going to be asking Louis Lawler some quiz questions about Hashtag. You ready for this?
As ready as I'll ever be.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little bit nervous. I've seen what you've been doing to the other boys, but ultimately I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
No and yes.
Yeah.
Good. Who scored the first ever goal for Hashtag United?
I'm pretty sure that would be Faisal Manji.
Faisal Manjdog Manji.
Pass.
Dan Brown.
Incorrect. Who scored the first ever non-league goal for Hashtag United? Extra credit if you can tell us who it was against.
I'm going to go for, I ain't got this one, Neil Richmond. Is that incorrect?
It's wrong. You should be knowing that one if you're going to come to the season.
I would have went for Jack Harrison.
That's
still wrong.
That's
Yeah,
still
I'm
wrong.
going to stop now.
Shocking.
I'm going to stop.
Nah, it's gone.
Name another club that Jay Devereaux has coached.
East Thurrock.
East Thurrock.
I ain't got this one either.
Tilbury.
Name a club that Tom Williams played professionally for.
Peterborough.
Correct.
Got that one because a few people I know have been to watch him. They're like, oh, do you know Tom Williams? Yeah, I've watched him play for Peterborough. I was like, oh, so easy, innit?
He's a banging player as well.
He's alright, isn't he?
Yeah. How many goals has Spencer scored for Hashtag United? A, 0, B, 3, C, 6 or D, 10?
C6.
6.
Correct. Happy with that one?
Yeah.
Who has the most appearances ever for Hashtag United?
I got no idea.
What colour has Hashtag United's first away kit?
Wow. Blue?
Blue. Purple.
Correct.
Yes!
He's got one.
Yes! Thank you, that's for all the fans in the crowd. Love you.
Where are they? Hashtag United has 2 players who have international caps. Who are they? Extra credit if you can name their countries too.
Farai Singano.
I'm going to go for Farai Singano.
I'm gonna guess for this one. I'm gonna go Harry Honesty.
It was Tom Williams and Cyprus.
Cyprus?
Yeah. And Simon Peddy and Montserrat.
Oh, I don't think I would have got that one.
No, I didn't get that one.
Nah, I thought you were meant to be the super fan.
Well, yeah, but
That's poor from you. It's
Poor.
Says you, didn't get either of them. How many of the final 4 #Academy Series 1 can you name?
Jamel, Aji, Durkins, and remember the name that I've forgotten. Wait, I've got this.
He's been in the series.
I know!
Who is the #United club captain and vice captain? Surely.
The thing is, if I saw his face, I'd be able to point him out to you.
How old is Jacko?
41.
A. Oh, straight in there, guns are blazing.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry, I don't need any options.
I'm going to go for C, 41.
Who got the most assists for #United last season?
Harry Honesty.
Harry Honesty.
Correct. Quick one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Spell Farai's surname.
Tsingano.
Correct. Because you've been needing so much help, it's Singano.
Singano. S-I-N-C-I.
Final question. Name all 4 #esports players.
It's a bit of me, this one. I'm going to go Ryan, Harry, Honey Badger and Shorey.
Correct.
Boom.
All 4.
Smashed it.
Utterly disgraced.
I need a substitution.
An utter
I'm injured.
disgrace.
I'm injured, ref.
Pull your hamstring.
Yeah, man.
It's just an utter disgrace. He did better than Izu, that's for sure. I'm ashamed of you for getting
I'm
them.
ashamed of you for not knowing one of the answers.
Well, yeah, I'm also ashamed of you for saying Tom Williams played for England.
Oh, that's a pretty safe bet, isn't it?
He's good enough. But. That's the end of the quiz questions. Some of them did well, some of them did bad, but mostly all of them need to go back to #school.
Okay, Devs, we know pretty much as we can about our 4 lads now. We've chatted to them both here and at home. You've drilled into their football experience. Now obviously we've got to try and get to the final 2. This is the last time that I'll kind of be involved in the decision-making process. I'm going to do what I can to help us decide on 2, and then obviously it's over to you for the final. Start off with Isaac Skubick. The comments have been quite harsh on him, and I understand why sometimes, because they only see a certain amount and we see a lot more, but he's one of the best footballers in this process, if not the best footballer.
I think with Isaac, he's maybe underplayed himself a little bit. Some of the situations we've put these guys in are not really, they're not reality, are they? We've taken them well out of their comfort zones.
So we can see he scored a decent amount of goals, double figures goals from midfield in the same level we were in last year, so you can't ignore that, and that's why he's ultimately got this far, as well as impressing us multiple times, But there's one big concern with him, which is he's got other opportunities, and that's to his credit that he's got other opportunities. He deserves them because he's impressive.
Yeah, and it's to his credit that he's been honest with us about those opportunities as well. We're looking for somebody that we can progress and that can move on, and in the same way as the platform that you guys gave Scott beforehand. But within that, we do need to be confident that the person that we choose as our winner is committed to our cause as much as we're committed to theirs.
Yeah. But if we talk about Izu, for me, he encapsulates what this is about. In fact, for him, it wouldn't be his second chance; it'd probably be his 18th or 19th chance.
Yeah,
the amount of clubs he's had. He might have connected a few dots and made a few things sound a little bit better than they actually were in terms of first team experience.
So, did you actually play in the Spanish 4th Division?
Only friendlies.
So you didn't play in the...
No competitive games, no.
I'm not going to judge people for that, because that is how they get invited, and it's when they get here, that's when you judge them on. He got here, he got to the trials, he's played well, he's dominated the challenges. Yes, he's a little bit older, and he's a bit more, he's been around the block a bit more, but if he's ever going to make it, and he still has dreams, he says, of being in the Premier League one day, which maybe some people would call crazy, but some people could call everything we've done # crazy, to be honest. And I feel like if he's ever going to get a chance, it's got to be something like this that's going to happen for him. Moving on, if we talk about obviously the CVs again, there was an interesting moment with Vasude, wasn't there, where you asked him if he'd actually played in the first team, and you said, was it a typo?
Okay, so on your application it says you train regularly with the first team.
Yeah, no, that's meant to be under 18s.
There's a typo.
Probably.
I don't think it was a typo. I think he's just, he's added a little bit of flavour to his CV to get him in the door. Again, I don't mind it, because when he turned up, he's made a name for himself. Really impressed early doors, made a lot of noise. got the audience on board certainly. Did quite well on the physical test, which I was quite impressed with him there. Didn't do so well on the technical test, but we probably predicted that. It's not really his strong suit as a player. He's got a lethal weapon, which is his pace.
Yeah, it's obviously his pace is eye-catching. There's a rawness about the way he plays that you'd love to kind of shave the edges off and make a well-rounded player out of. If you compare someone like Josh to Izu, for example, Izu with a lot of experience, and it's not just because of his age, because even for the age of 24, he's experienced a lot of footballing environments, you know, abroad and different varying levels in this country, whereas Joshua's had less of that, is, you know, periods of kind of foundation type football.
You know, moving on to Lawler, he is the biggest hashtag fan of the lot, and I think he's done well. If you look at him as a goalkeeper, particularly in the game situations, I think he's made some really good saves. I think he's impressed, got great distribution.
Huge character, likeable character.
The injury maybe is a concern, the recovery. He shows that he can play because he's played recently, but we don't know the extent of it really.
And the intensity and the amount, you know, the
training.
He's acknowledged himself. He's only really still, in his words, coming back from that injury. So it doesn't rule him out. We've got Jacko, is our goalkeeper. Is Louis in a position to really challenge Jacko yet and make that spot? I'm not sure.
We've got 4 very good lads. I think we could make an argument for putting any combination of 2 of them through to the final. But we're going to have a further chat now, and in a second we'll go and tell the 4 lads which 2 have made it through. Lads, it's time for us to reveal who's made the final 2. Devs and I have had a chat, taking all things into consideration, not just what we've seen in this episode, but the whole series. It's been great to learn about you as players and people, but we can only put 2 of you through, of course. Before I do that, I want to say thank you to all of you, obviously, for everything you've put in to get this far. It's been fantastic, and I think we agree that we could have easily made a case to put any combination of you guys through to a final. So I'm going to say the names now. Those 2 people will be going up against each other in the final, building 2 teams out of players that have not been successful in the academy process, and also hashtag existing players. If you don't make it, it's definitely not the end of your football road, and it might not even be the end of your hashtag road, okay? And that's where, you know, devs will think about that later on. But for this process, we need 2 finalists. So the first person I'd like to stand forward and who's made it into the Hashtag Academy Season 2 final is Joshua Asude. Well done. So, Joshua, you're going to be captaining one team, going up against one of these 3 lads. The person you're going to be going up against in the final is Izu. Well done, Izu. So that's our final, Izu versus Josh. We're very much looking forward to seeing you go head-to-head and sort of captaining / managing your teams and seeing if you can get the win and ultimately win the series. Louis and Isaac, I'm sure you're disappointed, and I just want to say how much a fan I am of you both. I think you're both fantastic players, fantastic characters. There's a reason you got this far. As I said earlier, you could have easily made the final. So well done to you. Let's give you a clap as well.
Izu, congratulations. You've made it through to the final 2. How does it feel?
No, it feels really good. I feel like the light is finally nearing the end of the tunnel. I can see the finish line. One more step to go and then we're there.
You'll be picking a team from hashtag Academy players or hashtag United players. Assuming everyone's free, who are you picking first?
Well, I would have picked Josh, but he's the enemy now. So I think I'm going to go with Harry Honesty instead.
I like that. Pace for pace. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Josh Asude through to the final 2. It has a nice ring to it. How are you feeling?
Over the moon. Couldn't have asked for a better result. So, easy. It is what it is. See you on the pitch.
And well, you will be facing off against Izu. You'll be both picking an 11. I asked Izu, so I might as well ask you. Hashtag Academy players or hashtag United players. Who are you picking first?
Harry Honesty. Me and him on the wings. Oh my God. Problem.
Okay guys, we've reached the end of a long and strenuous evening here at Tilbury. Cannot wait to start the season here. And the question is, which one of our final 2 will be a hashtag United contracted player when we do start the season here? We know it's going to be either Joshua Asude or Izu. Can't wait to see what happens in that final between them. It's going to be epic. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Hashtag United channel so you do not miss it. Hopefully you've been enjoying the Academy series. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you have. Big thanks, of course, to Glitch for partnering with us on this series. Make sure you check out the Glitch app for more behind the scenes exclusive content, and we'll see you next week for the Hashtag Academy Second Chance Final. Don't forget to hashtag it.